Hey all, so probably the two biggest unsolved mysteries introduced in and left over from the Puzzlevision saga are firstly, what exactly is Clench? Why did he suddenly appear? And what does he want? And secondly, what is the deal with that goddamn door? What is behind it? And why does SMG4 not even know what's behind it? And yet he is so dismissive of it. Let's discuss these lingering mysteries. So firstly, it was a tad bit disappointing that both of these mysteries had nothing to do with the Puzzlevision lore. Not only were they introduced within the Puzzlevision saga, but it almost felt as if there were hints towards them being related to Mr. Puzzles in some way. The hint for Clench was that he was introduced shortly before the Puzzlevision arc began. He was voice acted, which is usually the sign that a new character will become significant, and he had a suspicious moment in the episode No TV Make Mario no Okie Dokie. Near the end of that episode, Clench suddenly intentionally powers off when SMG3, SMG4, and Bob run into the storage room after being chased by Mario, who then pushes everyone down into the castle's basement. This moment led many theorists, including myself, to think that Clench was intentionally powering off because he was aware of Mr. Puzzles being down in the basement and he wanted to conceal his presence from Mr. Puzzles before he sucked everyone into his TV head. I thought Clench would go on to be crucial to taking down Mr. Puzzles in some way, acting as a secret infiltrator within the TV realm who would help the characters discover a way to free themselves. In the Puzzlevision movie, I thought the character calling to Mario in this scene was Clench for a brief second, due to the positioning of the shot, and because of the subtitles not naming who was whispering to Mario. Instead, Clench ended up doing nothing throughout the entire Puzzlevision arc, despite appearing in the episode that began the arc and that suspicious moment I mentioned. In fact, he did not appear at all during the arc, unless he appeared silently when Terry transformed him into a gun in the fight against Mr. Puzzles, as the only other time we've seen Terry's arm transform into this gun was with Clench causing that transformation and controlling it. Now, in hindsight, it was probably for the better that Clench had nothing to do with the Puzzlevision lore. This is because we only got to see Clench in 2 normal episodes before the Puzzlevision arc, and so his character would have been very underdeveloped if the Puzzlevision movie were to be his major appearance. Plus, his character is very tied to Terry's character and development, and so him being more important to a more Terry-centric story, rather than a less character-focused story arc, would be far more fitting. And a Terry-centric story of some kind, whether it be part of an arc or not, is what I think Clench's character was likely created for. I'm placing my bets on the next major story after the Puzzlevision saga being this Terry-centric story, as my point of new characters with voice actors becoming important still stands. We will probably see some more regular episodes featuring Clench and Terry after the movie, though it would have been nice if Clench made an appearance or two in the Puzzlevision arc as a side character. As for the who, what, and why of Clench, that's something we will have to theorize about when we actually get some hints about him, since currently we still know very little about him, other than he may have fourth wall knowledge of Meta Runner. He also may be specifically hiding his presence from SMG4, SMG3 or both SMGs, since that is the only explanation for his sus power down. He happily revealed himself to Bob, Mario and Meggy, and so this is the only explanation I can think of as to why he powered down in this scene. The door. Disappointingly, in the movie, they did not mention how Mr. Puzzles gifted the showgrounds to SMG4, although it is pretty easy to guess that it was so the characters had a proper set to perform shows on after the old castle was destroyed. It would have been cool if the showgrounds had some role in Mr. Puzzles' backstory due to its carnival theming matching with him very well, like in this theory I made, but it is what it is. However, because the showgrounds was linked to Mr. Puzzles, it meant that any mystery surrounding the showgrounds was automatically linked to Mr. Puzzles, and this is what happened to the mystery room behind the boarded up door in the new castle. People speculated the room behind the door was linked to Mr. Puzzles in some way, perhaps being where his lair was which he used to spy on and manipulate the SMG4 crew. But with that theory being debunked, the mystery of the door is now even more intriguing, since there are no leads now. The only thing that can be said with certainty is that the mystery will probably get revealed later this year, because this damn door is what's keeping the showgrounds map from being released to the public, and I doubt they will keep the map private for more than a year. I seriously need that map though. Please release it soon. SMG4. Sort of related to the mystery door is the upper floor of the castle. It still hasn't been finished, and so I expect an episode at some point this year where the construction gets finished. I've got a feeling this may coincide with the reveal of the mystery room, since then the showgrounds map would be fully complete and ready to be released publicly.